How do I look? Won't know until the other one comes on. There we go. Ooh, little too much skin there. You do that? You choking me? Not really. How's that look? Pathetic. All right. Can of mushrooms. Here we go.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, what is the butterfly challenge and why this woman wants to have 15 kids? And an influencer waves goodbye to her hands and a move over styrofoam to-go boxes. Plastic is the new bad guy. All this and much more to discuss here on DeaconLive for the next 60 minutes. We'll get you up to date on social news stories and stories you might have missed, or we'll be talking about it here in the upcoming days to come. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing all right? Are you getting along with everyone? That's all we care about. Make sure that you're getting along with everyone and everyone's getting along with you. Make sure you're making friends out there in this great big wide world of ours. And speaking of big wide world of ours, we go to the airport and figure out what the hell's going on with all these planes dropping out of the sky. Now, Putin said a few months back before Trump took over and, he threatened to cut the funding to, the Ukraine and all this other stuff, or fund the Ukraine or whatever he refused and did not do. Putin says, I will, planes will drop from the sky. I will make sure. Now, granted, he did shoot the one plane down, the passenger plane, when it was going over, I forget where, they were flying over Russia, and they shot a missile on it, and the missile, exploded, and all the shrapnel went into the end of the plane, and they said, Mayday, Mayday, we need to land. And they're like, oh, no, you can't land here. You land on your side of the street. So they turned the plane around, the plane landed, crashed a little bit. But all these plane crashes and everything that's been going on, it's unnerving. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to travel anywhere. For example, now don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. You can check out our YouTube channel. That's DeaconLive Podcast. Search us over on YouTube, and you can see this in real time as we're talking about it here. When we have videos and we have articles that have visual elements, you can see that. And this plane is just sitting at the gate. And all of a sudden, this happens. So let me switch to camera 4, and we can see this and all be friends. So here we go. It's just sitting there at the gate. All of a sudden, whabamo! The lightning just sits there and fries the tail end. That's all it does. Here, I'll play it one more time for you. Here we go. Plane's just sitting there, and this is in Bernard War, TMX. I don't know where that's at. And the plane's constantly striking the tail end. Bam, 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 bam. And then just sits there and fries it for a little bit and then goes on about its day. So let's go back to me now. So things like this have been happening all over, not necessarily lightning strikes or anything, but just weird, crazy shit that's been going on with airplane and airplane travel. Now, this latest one that everyone's been talking about is this plane that landed in Toronto, Canada. And it literally landed on snow for some reason. No, the runway's fine. Go ahead and land. We'll be fine. And the plane lands and rolls over. And I think just about everyone survived on the plane. They were upside down, but they survived on the plane. So I'm going to go back to camera 4, and we can see this footage. Let's see where we're going here. Let's start with this video here. And then there's a whole bunch of different videos, and we'll dive into that. And you can see this in real time. Go over to YouTube. Here we go.
Passengers on Delta Flight 4819 crawled out of the upside-down airliner after it crash-landed in Toronto. Flight attendants and fellow flyers helped each other escape. Another passenger's cell phone video captures the scene moments later.
The whole plane's upside down. It's a Delta plane.
It's upside down.
I am a robot.
People, 76 passengers and 4 crew got out. The plane came to rest upside down. The wings and tail appear ripped off. The front landing gear pointing to the sky.
Most people appear to be okay.
Delta says at least 18 people were hurt, 3 critically, including a child. Other injuries were described as minor to moderate. What goes through your mind when you look at these images?
Yeah, that's what goes through my mind.
Built. The fact that the fuselage is still intact, the fact that the passengers, everyone is walking away from this situation is a very good thing.
So, I mean, that's amazing. So here's the actual video of the plane coming in for that landing. So don't forget, check us out over on YouTube and you can see this in real time. Here we go. Here comes the plane.
Flight crash landed at Toronto Pearson Airport
Oh
in
shit.
Canada.
Oh shit. Here it comes
He was
in.
attempting to land on a snowy tarmac after a trip from Minneapolis.
Now, as the plane comes in, it looks like it's fine. There's no smoke. There's no nothing. There's no seeming that something is wrong with this flight. It's coming in. I don't know if it's a little hot or not. And as soon as it lands, it looks like the right rear tires gave out and the wing dips in. Now, it's literally flying on an ice skating rink. I mean, it says the tarmac was not iced over. Fuck, I can't even see the tarmac. That's how much snow is on the ground. And the plane rolls, nose down, rolls over.
Within seconds, the plane crashed into the runway and completely overturned. 80 passengers and crew members were left hanging upside down.
You imagine that? Your oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling just in case. No, it's not. They're on the floor because now the ceiling is the floor. I can't. And you're upside down and you're reaching for the oxygen mask. You can't reach it. It's up on the friggin' ceiling, which is now the floor.
From their seatbelts.
Oh, I wanted to see him hanging upside down. That would have been
All passengers and crew members survived the collision, but at least 18 people were taken to the hospital, fire officials said.
All right, and then here's one more version of that. This is
Otto,
oh, this is the guy. This is the guy talking about it. It sounds like a
we
robot.
just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down. Fire department's on site.
I am a robot.
Upside down.
Upside down.
Pretty stunning images here.
So there you go. So, I mean, now back to me. So, I mean, it's weird that all this stuff is happening. Now, granted, there probably was something wrong with the plane. It probably shouldn't have landed on this nice icy tarmac or anything like that, but it did. I'm sure they've done it a million times. But, I'm thinking to myself, let's get all these plane crashes out of the way now before vacation time comes around. You know what I'm saying? Let's get all this out of our system and figure out what's wrong. And hopefully we can have safe travels here and not have to worry about it. All right, guys, we got a lot to talk about, lots to get into on the show today. And someone reported this lady because she was making money on TikTok and getting food stamps at the same time. So I'll dive into her story and why she's so mad. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Hello. Where did I leave off? All right. Here we go. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you, and the way you can be part of the show, you can be podcast famous, just jump on over to prophetradio.com, Prophet radio.com, and at the top of the page says, be heard. Leave a message for Deacon Live. Your voice will come right to our inbox. We broadcast every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town we like to call Marshville. And if you and when you get over there, leave a message. We'd love to hear any of your thoughts, opinions about any of the stories we've done over the last 10 years or so. Feel free to go back through any of our archives and listen to all that and comment on it. Now, if you comment on something that's like 4 years old, believe me, just give me a little marker, give me some kind of reference point, and I'll go back and listen to it, and I'll go, oh, yeah, this is what I actually meant by that, or I agree and I stand corrected, because I've been known to say stuff wrong, but not to too many people. So, speaking of doing something wrong, there's a challenge out there. This is the first time I'm hearing about it, but it's obviously it's out there because if you're under the age of whatever, there's always a challenge on TikTok. This boy right here, 14-year-old, dies after injecting himself with butterfly remains mixed in water as the police probe into what he was taking part of an online challenge. The 14-year-old believed to have died by injecting himself with butterfly remains mixed with water as a part of a if I can spit the words out. I know, if watching me here on the YouTube video, I'm dancing around here looking at stuff. As a part of an online challenge, Davy Nuez Morena, 14, died in a hospital in Planito, Brazil, after his health suddenly deteriorated and began vomiting. He told his father at first he had hurt himself while playing after picking up a limp. His condition worsened. David said that he told the medics that he went to a chemist, mixed a deadly butterfly in the water, and injected the liquid into his leg. Gross! What are you expecting to do? Get wings or something? Some kind of X-Men or something? The death is possibly linked to the toxins in the mix, which could have caused David's body to shut down as it went into septic shock. Continues in the headlines in Brazil. Police are now awaiting the full post-mortem results after opening an investigation into the claims whether this was part of a bizarre internet challenge. Some Brazilian medias were openly speculating that he had picked up picked up on the experiment he saw online through Davy, Jesus Christ, slow down. Although Davy said that he had denied this before his death. No, I didn't do it. I know, just laughing at death, right? Davy died in the hospital in northeast Brazilian state of Bahia last Wednesday. There's a picture of him right there. I'll switch the camera forward so you can see him. There he is. There's Davy. He looks like he'd do an internet challenge. I'm sorry to say, he just looks like one of those people. So let's see what actually happened. Civil police in Victoria de Costa are leading the investigations to Davy's death. A spokesman for the force said the autopsy results will help clarify the cause of the death. Investigation is designed to clear up what happened. Well, of course. Davy's father found the syringe his son used to inject himself under his pillow while tidying up the house, according to the local reports. Professor Marcelo Dante, director of the Sao Paulo University of Zoology Museum and butterfly specialist, go ahead and throw that on there, bragger, said butterflies have a complex biology, and the fluids that are present into the body have not been studied in depth terms of their toxicity to humans. Milkweed, the milkweed monarch butterflies feed on as caterpillar, is actually poisonous toxin and stored in their bodies. This is what makes the monarch butterfly taste so terrible to predators, although some experts have been quick to point out the amount of these toxins tend to be too small to represent any serious risks to the human health. Commenting on the speculation Davy had been experimenting or taking part of this internet challenge, Gabriel Morith wrote online, "This generation is complicated and needs a lot of care." Of course they do. They believe in lots of things online, challenges, videos, so on and so forth. Rest in peace, and how his family is suffering now. So, what would you think? You saw something online, and it said, take a monarch butterfly, kill it, squish its brains out, mix it up, and inject it in yourself, and you'll have superhuman strength. Now, I know that sounds silly to you and I right now, but think about all the other stuff, like actual medicines that we have that we've gotten through like plants and animals and grinding this up. You know, like, for example, here's a prime example. I know this is going to sound weird. It's kind of off track, but it's still the same sense. Vanilla extract actually comes out of, oh God, you ready? No one's gonna, everyone eating cookies right now? Comes from the gland that's around a beaver's butthole. Call me crazy, but yes, the vanilla extract, actual synthetic or whatever they call it, comes from a vanilla, or the flavoring comes from a beaver's gland butthole. Give me some beaver. Make some cookies. Now, this woman right here is not going to be able to buy cookies anymore because someone called the state on her because she's a TikTok star. Well, I've never seen her before, and she looks like one of those. Are you for real? So this woman right here was caught in a scam. Well, not a scam. Basically, someone reported her because she's a TikTok. She's generating stuff from TikTok all the time. You know, money, money, money. I don't know how much she's making, but she's making somewhat, at least a good amount of money to be driving a BMW M-Class or something like that, and is still receiving food stamps. So for more on this story, let's let her defend her case. And I'm going to switch over to camera 4. And if you're not watching this on YouTube, shame on you. You should go over there right now, and you can see all this in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. So here we go. This is, I don't know what her name is, because this is from someone else's account. But let's let her defend herself. So here she goes.
Me to the state of Michigan.
Someone reported me to the state of Michigan.
Money on TikTok, and I drive a 2024 BMW.
Are you in a Subway? Not like a restaurant, or like physical Subway. So let me backtrack a little bit because I kind of talked over here.
I'm making money on TikTok, and I drive a 2024 BMW.
So she drives a 2024 BMW, and it goes for about $40,000. Hold on there, sweetheart. Goes for about $40,000, and they said that the monthly payment on that is about $750. Yeah, I guess maybe it is. All right, so here we go. More on this story.
They have cut my food stamps from almost $4,000 a month down to $88 a month.
Okay.
They are telling me if I want a review that I have to sell my car. So you're telling me if you were on welfare, food stamps, cash assistance, Section 8, you can't drive a nice car? They are forcing me to sell my brand new BMW, or I lose almost $4,000 in food stamps. Not only that, they have taken my cash assistance totally away. They are telling me that Section 8 will no longer be paying 95% of my rent, only 10% of my rent. So I will have to pay a little over $400 a month now instead of $60 a month.
Okay.
Somebody read.
All right, shut up. Stupid. So let's break this down. If you couldn't hear, I'm going to kind of decipher it for you. She says that she drives a BMW, 2024 BMW, valued price at whatever, $40,000. It's not a high-end BMW, but still, a monthly payment of $750. I'll believe that, depending on the loan and stuff. They said that we will take your food assistant from $40,000 or $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month to $88 a month? Maybe it's the whole thing. I'm thinking it's the whole thing. And I barely spend $1,000 a month on food, and it's just me and my wife. Maybe she's got 9 kids or something like that. I don't know. And she's down to $88 a month. And they said, we're not going to pay 95% of your rent anymore. We're only going to pay 10%. So now she's got to come up with another $450 a month to pay for rent. So she didn't get into how much the world's tough out there. The world is tough. How much she was actually making on TikTok. So let's play devil's advocate here. She makes a TikTok video and it goes viral, and she gets maybe, let's say, $2,000-$3,000 a month, right? Plus the $4,000 she's getting in food stamps or government assistance, whatever that is, daycare, hospital, whatever all that stuff is, and plus 95% of her rent paid. Now she's like, oh shit, and she does another video, and that video makes $3,000, and another video makes, she's gaining a little bit of money, a little bit of momentum, and now here's what's slapping her in the face. It's not the fact that, hey, I'm getting out and getting on my own, I'm supporting myself, I'm getting out of the hole, I don't have to rely on the government, I don't have to rely on anyone, helping me with my babies and food and rent and stuff, I'm doing it. No, that's not the attitude she takes. The attitude she takes is, so I'm making money now, you're taking all the other money away from me. Yes, that's how it works. That's how it works. The money's only there not as a crutch for you to fall back on. It's to assist you. to get you on your feet, to get you where you need to go. Now, here's the problem that I see in the future. Now she's got a quote-unquote job. She's going to have to quote-unquote keep doing TikTok videos and hopefully still maintain that kind of income for whatever length of time that is. And do you see her doing it? I've never seen whatever her videos is. I don't know who she is. I just see her and her her crack meth mouth. And yeah, she's one of them. If you see her on the video, it's when you see her, you're like, yeah, she looks like a crackhead or something, or was a crackhead recovering, But now she's got a job. Now she's going to have to work harder at her job to maintain, the rent, maintain food, maintain her luxury lifestyle. But she doesn't want to do that, or she's mad because they've taken the money away from her. So, hey, you know what? You look like you're somewhat of an adult. You look like you're somewhat of a 20 to 30, maybe early 30s person. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world. That's what happens. All right, when we come back, there's another person diving in to the soda wars that we talked about last week. And it's going to be good competition because they got a lot of backing. So we'll dive into what their challenge is for the other companies. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Would you like something for free? We don't care how much money you make. If you want something for free, well, the way you get it is go over to prophetradio.com, PROPHET radio.com. At the top of the page says free swag. You can see all the free stuff that we have out there for you, some magnets, some stickers. I think there's some headphones in there somewhere. If you can find it, go ahead and order those, and we'll send it out to you if you're here in the United States. Usually it takes about 48 hours for them to ship it out to you. If you're overseas, I don't know, that China ban, I don't think they're going to let us ship anything out to you for a while. But if you do, they'll figure out a way to get it to you. It's just their way of thanking you for listening to all the fine programming that comes out of this studio. There's about 4 different podcasts that come out of here, and you can see those podcasts and show them some love and support as well. They're all hosted by several different people, and they're a bunch of different topics. There's a horse one about horse and health. There's a mental health one there, and there's a satire show in there too. Now, along the lines of the same sense of the last girl who said someone reported her to the state, Michigan State, and said that, you're making too much money. This woman, on the other hand, on the other swing of this sword, says she's a mother of 7 and she wants to keep having kids, at least 15, because the government benefits helps her fuel her lifestyle. Again, government, here's the article. The government benefits are intended to help people, and no one in need should be afraid to use them. However, some people have figured out ways to play the system, including this mom of 7 on TikTok. Well, guess what, mom of 7? Don't make too much money because they'll take whatever they're giving you away. This mom goes by Black Beauty _235 on TikTok, and a recent video says she hopped onto the We Listen, We Don't Judge trend to share a confession of her very own. Hold on, girl, I'll get you. And now, if you're not familiar with the We Listen, We Don't Judge, basically, they have people that, like couples, married or whatever, they sit there in front of the camera and they go, we listen and we don't judge. And like the wife will go, I hate when you fart underneath the covers. It really bothers me. And then they go, we listen, we don't judge. And then he goes, I hate when you leave the toilet seat up, to his wife. You're like, what? Well, hold on a minute. But they kind of confess to each other what they hate and what they don't like about each other. And then they go, okay. And then the camera goes off and then fights ensue. I'm sharing behind the cameras. What do you mean this and that? This one right here jumped on the trend saying we don't listen, or we listen and we don't judge. She came out and said, I had my first child at 13. I got pregnant at 13. First of all, red flags. Someone should have thrown up a red flag there and said, we need to fix this because that's too young, even legally. While many would find this information shocking, she wasn't done sharing this. And then she said she had another at 15 and then continued popping one out at 16, 17, 18, 19, and so on. She said, yes, I have 7 kids. I'm not ashamed. From 7 different men. That's where you should be ashamed. You can have as many kids as you want. You know, if you love someone and, you do the whole thing and, yes, have as many kids as you want. I'm currently pregnant right now with my 8th child, she shared. And that's by my food stamp plug that helps me get $3,000 a month in groceries and food. So she gets $3,000 a month in groceries and food. So I was young, but I do not care, she confesses. I don't care. I love 7 kids, and I'm going to continue having more and more and more. I might end up with 15 next year. Who knows? Well, technically, there's a time schedule there. Dubbing herself your food stamp queen, she claimed that she does all this to fund her lifestyle, which is undoubtedly quite expensive with that many children to care for. 7 kids, 7 baby daddies. There's got to be money coming in there also, as far as like support from the father. So let's go over to camera 4 and see what Black Beauty 235 has to talk about. Here she goes.
Yes, I had my first child at 13. I got pregnant at 13. Then I had another one at 15. Then popped another one at 16. Then 17. Then 18.
Okay, girl.
19 and so on. Yes, I have 7 kids. I'm not ashamed of it, from 7 different men, and I'm currently pregnant right now with my 8th child. Mm-hmm. And that's by my food stamp plug that helps me get $3,000 a month in food and groceries.
Got it.
So yes, I mean, I was young, but I don't care. I don't care. I love 7 kids, and I'm gonna continue to have more and more.
You're gonna do what? What'd she say?
And more. Might end up with 15 next year. Who knows? But like I said, yeah, it's me. It is me, your food stamp queen, EBT queen, $3K a month. If you want some stamps, let us put you in a game. Simple as that. 7 kids, 7 baby daddies.
So, let's see. She's got another video here, I think. Here she is. No, that's something else. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, here she is. Oh, and they're all dancing in the kitchen. All right, so they look healthy. That was where I was going with this. Go back to me now. Say what you want. 7 kids, 7 baby daddies. I'm going to have 15 kids, 15 baby daddies. As long as the kids are taken care of. As long as she's doing right by the kids. You know what? I don't judge. We listen. We don't judge. And I'm not judging you. But I will judge you if those kids don't get a proper education. They don't get proper meals. You know, you always hear about school districts and stuff. You know, some families can't afford meals, so we give them breakfast in the morning, you know, if they get to school early, and they get a lunch. And sometimes that's the only 2 hot meals they get a day. I don't want these 7 kids, 7+ kids, to fall into that category. So by all means, if you want to have 15, if you want to have 27 kids, that's fine. As long, well, by the time baby 1 and baby 27, there's a rotating scale where one can start taking care of the other one, the youngest can take care of the old, or the oldest take care of the youngest type deal. But as long as they're taken care of, and as long as they're being fed, and they're getting educated, and educated the correct way. And I say the correct way, they're showing up on school. They're doing their grades. They're pulling in, you know, A's, B's, and C's. They're not failing. They're not being left behind. Great. Some of you people out there are like going, God damn, taking advantage of the system. No. She wasn't making money on TikTok. She wasn't making money on the side. Whatever that food stamp plug is, that's a term that I know somewhat. I know a plug is a hookup, you know. And is she cheating the system? Maybe a little bit. Maybe she's bending the system to her benefits. As long as those kids grow up, have a solid education, have a solid family background, and don't get in trouble. We don't want seven more kids ending up in jail. We don't want 7 more bodies laying on the street because of poor decisions. So I wish her luck. And someone right now, I know I got a little deep there on that. Sorry. Let's bring it back a little bit. You guys like soda? Yeah. No. Kids, sit down. Not you kids over there. This company right here just can't be itself. Let Coca-Cola be Coca-Cola. You can have Diet Coke, all right, fine. You want a lemon lime thing, all right, fine, you do Sprite. You want 0 calorie, all right, fine, do that. But Coca-Cola just can't let people be people. Can't let other companies just be companies. They got to stick their fucking finger into everything. And what's happening now, I told you last week about the whole Poppy thing and Olipop are fighting with each other as far as like the new bio soda, prebiotic soda that's out there. Well, right now, Coca-Cola is officially coming after Olipop with its new line of sodas. The probiotic or prebiotic fiber that is featured in many foods that promote gut health, like quinoa and sauerkraut, is also an addition to sodas becoming popular with consumers nationwide. The demand Jesus Christ. With demand making it itself clear, the Coca-Cola company is stepping into the fray with an entry of its own level. In an email to the Daily Meal, it revealed imminent debut. Jesus Christ. Imminent debut of its Simply Pop, the company's first ever prebiotic soda. Simply Pop's flavors lineup are strawberry, pineapple mango, fruit punch, lime, citrus punch, are all made with 20 to 30% real fruit juice with no added sugars, plus zinc, vitamin C to promote immune function, and also each can also has about 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to stimulate the growth of healthy gut bacteria and boost your digestive process. With a cost of only $2.49 per slim 12-ounce can. It looks like an Ultra. Simply Pop will debut in select retail markets online nationwide via Amazon Fresh in late February of 2025. So if you're out there looking for a new soda to try, I always kind of go up and down the soda aisle when I go to Walmart, see if they've thrown anything new in there, and I'll grab one. And I'm like, but $2.49 for a soda? See, that's the thing. Soda's so cheap to make. It's syrup, high fructose syrup, coloring, food flavoring, which is hard for me to say, and water. And then, some kind of water. And then there you go. You got soda. It's so cheap. I worked at a bar one time, and the owner of the bar goes, you know how much it costs me to have a soda come out of the bag in the box and all that? He goes, it costs me 3 cents. Every soda I pour is 3 cents. I'm like, how much do you charge? $3. So there's your markup. You want to get mad at everyone else. There's your markup on that. All right, when we come back, you want to make a little bit more money, and it's not using TikTok, it's using Uber Eats? Yes. And not driving it. You are the Uber Eats person. And I'll dive into that story. This guy found out he made an extra $300 and some odd a month. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. 25 days and counting. 25 days and counting. And you're like going, well, what does that mean, Deacon? 25 days and counting before my ban, my 180-day ban, is lifted off of Meta. I'm going to switch over to Carol 4 here so you can see. Oop, not that one. Let's go here. Here is the ban. We have suspended your account from Deacon Live Podcast. 25 days left. It was disabled on September 18th, 2024. And you can see that this guy right here, whoever this is the one that fucked everything up for me. So I got 25 days left, and then I'll be back on the social platform. Do I miss it? No, not really. But as of now, you can follow us over on YouTube. Search Deacon Live Podcast. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe over there. We don't do it for the money over there. God knows I got food stamps I need to keep. It's just another media platform for us to connect with you and you to connect with us as well. And don't forget, you can follow us over on TikTok as well. All the different podcasts that come out of the studio, that is B Podcast Famous. Search us over there and you can see all the little short clips from all the different podcasts that come out of the studio. Now, this gentleman right here, I kind of want to do this. And what I mean is, this gentleman right here on Uber Eats. Sometimes when you go to Uber Eats, you see a restaurant on there, and you're like going, what the fuck is this restaurant? For example, there was I think it was called Naffatali's or something like that, and it was an Italian restaurant. You can order like Alfredo sauce or something like that, and then you would get it, but it came from like Chuck E. Cheese or something like that. Now, only because they do ship the food to Chuck E. Cheese, and they only make it when it's, when the DoorDash or whatever the Uber Eats, picks it up. This gentleman right here got on to the Uber Eats with his own personal kitchen at home. So he's basically cooking in his own stove, in his own house, and the Uber Eats person comes up, grabs the food from him, whatever restaurant it is, and delivers it to someone else. So let's dive into how he's working on this scam. Bon appetit. I don't know if I'm upset or inspired by this. A man says he makes about $300 a night selling frozen beef lasagna from his kitchen. Now, however, the food delivery landscape has changed. Many are ordering from restaurants they've never even heard of. That may not even exist. They're called ghost kitchens. They have opened up across the whole entire country, where restaurants open up for the sole purpose of offering food through apps and expand their current offerings, allowing multiple businesses to be run out of the same kitchen. Since ghost kitchens, since ghost kitchens have become ubiquitous, many internet users have shared their shock and discovering that the food was really made. For example, one internet person found out that it made it through Chuck E. Cheese. Another found out that their favorite salad was being made at a gas station. Now, given just how easy it appears to open up one of these ghost kitchens, some fear that the food is being made not in a restaurant, but by someone's home. Now, one internet user has posted a video saying that this might be the case. Are people really selling frozen food on a meal delivery app like Uber Eats? Yes. In the video posted on Instagram, Melbourne, Australia-based user Joseph Manasalukas, it's a cool name, claims that he makes about $300 a night in what do they call them, dingoes over there? $300 dingoes a night? What is the currency over there in Australia? Well, someone will tell me. The menu consists of whatever I can find at the Coles, C-O-L-S, which is, I guess, a bulk chain like a Costco or something around here. At the start of the week, he explains. Tonight was lasagna, garlic bread with an arancini bowls. I'm going to get a whole lot of flack on that one. He documents the process actually cooking the food, which includes putting lasagna in the oven, air frying what we do when we have big words, we figure out how to say them. So let's say copy. What is this word? I got to switch my stuff here. Pronunciation. So what am I looking for? What am I buying from this guy? What's the name of it? You ready?
Arancini.
What is it? Hold on, a little slower.
Arancini.
Arancini? What is arancini? Now, what is what is arancini? Because now I'm excited. What is arancini? Oh, Italian rice balls that are stuffed and coated with breadcrumbs and deep fried. So there you go, arancini. So it's kind of like a, I don't know, breadstick or something like that. Where's the article I was just reading? So tonight, he does the lasagna, arancini, garlic bread, and charges the customers $35. He said it costs about $3 or $4. He details. Through the video, it's clear there are clear instructions that the creator is not following food safety standards and letting a piece of garlic bread fall on the floor and then sending the order off in a garbage bag. So where's this video? Is this video? Please tell me this is it. View this post on Instagram. I can't. You know why? Because I'm locked out. You son of a bitch. Anyways, in the comments section, some users claim to have experienced something similar to what the creator was showing in the video, even if it was a joke. So this guy, he's making $300 selling, mama's pot pies out of his kitchen at home. Can you do that? Because don't you need? I know here in North Carolina they have like a food rating on the walls. They always say never eat at a restaurant below a 95. And I'll let a 93 squeak by if they got really good, food there. Oh, 93, yeah, someone just dropped, not my meal on the floor, dropped something else on the floor. 95 is at the lowest I would go, I guess, for the most part. But who knows what they're doing over there down under. Now, eating from a plastic takeout container can cause extensive heart damage, increased risk of cardiovascular disease. Well, that's it. No more takeout, no more food. Uber Eats is shutting down. DoorDash is shutting down. Is that going to happen? No. But new studies have found out that chemicals can leach from plastic takeout containers into food, impacting the gut biome. This is why we have gut problems. We're eating stuff out of plastic containers. We're doing the whole, see, now it makes sense. It all connects. It all connects. I don't have good gut health. Well, what do you eat every day? Well, I get Uber Eats every day. How's it come to you? Well, in a styrofoam container, but nobody likes styrofoam anymore because they're all afraid about the, whatever disease is in there. I get mine from certified recycled plastic. Well, guess what? The certified recycled plastic is killing your butt biodome inside of yourself. Fuck. I can't win. I can't win for losing, can I? Eating from a plastic takeout containers can increase your congestive heart failure, even short-term exposure. What's short? Then they have it in quotes. What is short-term exposure? 2 days, 3 days, a month, year, 2 years? I don't know what the length is. The particles are leaching into the food or in the liquid from the plastic, including changes in the cardiac muscle tissue. This also changes the cardiac muscle tissues that indicate cardiovascular disease, according to a new study. Okay, so hold on before I read it anymore. My dad eats frozen dinners all the time. Now, we try to make good, hearty meals for him at least twice a week. I started, cooking for him. He'll buy the food. I'll just do the air fryer and stuff and make a couple meals for him. But his Marie calendars, his Stouffer's and stuff, come in what? Plastic containers. So over 3 months, rats were fed water that had been exposed to boiling water in plastic containers at different levels, 1 minute, 5 minutes, and 15 minutes. And then they were examined. The study, published in the Exotoxicology and Environmental Safety, which I just got my subscription the other day on that, says that after 3 months, samples of the rats' feces showed that their gut bio and examination of their heart tissue found extensive damages. Great. You want to protect the world with straws and paper straws and stuff? Let's start somewhere else now. The results indicated that the ingestion of these leachiates, big word for me, alternate and intestinal environment, affected gut microbiota compositions. I got to get caught up on that magazine so I can pronounce these things. And modified gut microbiota, media biolits, particular in and other big words and other big words. Additional, this exposure is result in damage of the heart muscle tissues of rats, alongside increasing markers of the myocardial injury, inflammation, and oxidative stress. All right, so I might have all those. So there you go. So damned if you do and damned if you don't. We always said don't microwave anything in styrofoam. Okay, we got that. We understand that, because when I pull the hot meal out, half the styrofoam that the hot meal was sitting on is gone. Where is it at? It's in your food there, dumbass. And now you get a to-go box and it's a plastic container. You order something from somewhere and it comes up in Uber Eats and it's in a plastic container. We're doomed. We are doomed. You know what we need to do? We all need to learn how to cook. That's all we need to do, is just every single one of us learn how to cook. But I don't have time, Deacon. Oh, well, you can order something. Where do I order it from? Uber Eats. It's going to come in a plastic container. We're doomed. We're doomed. All right. When we come back, this lady right here was trying to take a selfie and all of a sudden lost her hands. It's that simple. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to the Deacon Live. Don't forget, all the musical artists that you hear during the breaks of the show here, they are all independent artists. They are unsigned artists, and they would love for you to show them some love. If you enjoy their songs, if you enjoy everything, whatever links that we've sent you, whether it be Spotify, whether it be their social media pages and stuff, make sure you check them out. Now, if you missed any of the past artists that we've had over the last, I don't know, however many years and now, we've got a whole collection. We've actually started a Deacon Live playlist of music heard here on Deacon Live. Now, it's all independent artists. It's not, sometimes we'll slip a little rock band in there or a rap band or whatever it is in there. But if you want to enjoy the whole entire Deacon Live podcast, music heard on Deacon Live, you can search us on Spotify. That's music heard on Deacon Live, and you can hear all the different artists that are here on the show, and their actual Spotify account is there as well. So make sure you check those guys out. Show them some love as much as we show them love here on the show. We give them the airtime to display their talents so you guys can enjoy it and enjoy them as well. Now, this woman right here is not enjoying life at all because, let's go here. Because a woman got a little bit too close to a bull shark and paid the price. The animal bit off both of her hands as she tried to take a selfie with the fish. The incident happened on Thomas Cove Beach in the Turks in the Chios Islands. The woman was on vacation in the Caribbean when she noticed a bull shark just a few feet away. She thought she was the perfect time for a photo, but she ended up paying the price, a hefty price, for her attempt to get a selfie with the creature. The creature bit off her hands. One arm had to be amputated below the wrist and the other one halfway up the forearm. She returned to her home in Canada, hopefully not on that flight that flipped over. What a 1-2 punch that would have been, where she she needed a lot of therapy and recovery just to adjust to her new normal. The incident reportedly happened on Friday, February 7th, according to the Facebook post that she shared. The government reported the individual... Hold on. How do I do it? Do I do it in Canadian or do I do it regular? I don't know. Let's dive in and see what happens. The individual was taken to the Cheshire Hall Medical Center where she was stabilized and later flown off the island for further medical care. Wow. Upon confirmation of the incident, the Department of Environmental of Coastal Resources, the DECR, issued the beach closure and notification of the Thompson's Cove Beach to Froggies, ATVs, Blue Hill, in the ambulance, in an abundance of caution. I guess that was the whole, from Froggies, ATV to the Blue Hills. I guess that's where they closed the beach off. The beach was reportedly reopened on Sunday, February 9th at 1 p.m. after it was determined that the shark had moved to deeper waters. Now, he's had his fill already. They continued. The shark was estimated to be approximately 6 feet in length. However, the species has not yet been confirmed. Further investigations has been determined that the tourists had attempted to engage with the animal from the shallows in the depth and attempt to take pictures with it. While the shark attacks are rare on the island, they do happen on the Caribbean. The Cayman Islands has outlawed feeding sharks since 2022 for that reason. Oh, thanks. Thank you very much for doing that so long ago. So many people believe feeding shark is great for business and will increase tips from customers, even if they mistakenly believe the conditions of the shark to take a speared lionfish and somehow teach them to hunt lionfish out of the reefs, but teaches sharks to take food from divers, only realizing the endanger that both the humans and sharks can have, our authorities warn. So what she was doing is... You ready for this? Oh my God, there's a shark. I'm going to take a selfie with it. So I don't know if she was underwater. Sorry about that. I don't know if she was underwater, thumbs up, and then all of a sudden, shark's jumping on her because he thought she had like a fried biscuit in her hand. She's taking a selfie with her camera. He's like, that looks like a tasty sandwich to me. Some fried potatoes, won't get them. Shark, I don't know why shark sounds like Sling Blade, but the shark bites off her hands. You got to be, hold on. So logistically, you've got when you take a selfie, everyone knows what a selfie is, right? If you're watching this here on the YouTube channel, hi, how are you? If you take a selfie, you're usually like this, right? To the camera. Hi, you got the camera in front of you and you're turning around and look at whatever's behind you. I know everyone's looking at my bald spot on the back of my head. And then how does the shark eat her hands if their hands are technically the furthest thing away from both of them, from her body and his body, because the shark's got to be behind her? He spun around and bit her hands off or something. Can you imagine that? How was your trip to the Caymans, honey? Well, the trip cost me an arm and a leg. 2 arms at that fact. So be careful out there, morons. What do they call it? Natural selection. Now, here's a natural selection here. This kayaker You've seen this video go around on TikTok, but this, if you haven't, check this out. Kayakers who are a weird person in themselves. Now, I appreciate like the kayakers that go like in the rivers and things like that, and they're like, oh, we're getting close to nature and everything's cool. And sometimes you'll see kayakers like go out into the intercoastal where it's a little bit calmer, and they'll fish and they'll grab some fish that's too big to pull into the kayak, and the kayak flips over and everyone goes, oh my God, you saw that coming. This guy is out in the middle of fucking choppy waters in the ocean, and a humpback whale comes up from underneath. You've seen Nemo. You've seen Finding Dory, where the whale just opens up, hey, don't eat me. No, I speak whale. And the whale will open up its mouth and just gobble up whatever's inside of it or in front of it. This whale comes up on underneath this kayaker, and I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here so you can see this in real time. This whale comes up right underneath a kayaker who's just out there paddling, and his buddy's videotaping him. Hey, Luigi. They're Italian or something. They don't speak any English because of DoorDash or something. So here he goes. He's just sitting there. Hey, you look good out there. Whoomp. Gone. He's gone. That's it. He's gone. The whole entire whale comes up. He's gone. Now, a kayak can be anywhere. Let's go back to me now. A kayak, what is a kayak? A small little personal kayak. 4 feet, 5, no, it's got to be 5 feet. 5 feet, 5.5 feet, maybe 6 feet long. The guy in this video is probably about that too. He's gone. He's disappeared out of the water. Watch. He's gone. Look. And then all of a sudden, hey. Vente. Don't go over there. Oh, there's the back of the whale. Fucking huge. Rápido. Tranquilo. The whale spit him out. Relax. Now he's upside down. The raft's upside down, and he's holding on. Are you okay? You want a burrito? Is that what he said? Holy shit. They're both saying, holy shit. The whale came up and bit him. Now, they had an interview with the guy, and this is what he had to say. His English is broken just like mine, so hold on. Here we go.
Inside something's mouth. But I didn't know it was a whale. We were on our pack raft, and suddenly I felt like
here he comes.
A wave struck me from behind, but it was very, very heavy to be anything like that. So when I turned around, I saw some blue dark colors and white flashing right through my face, and I felt a slimy texture in my cheek.
That's his tongue.
And then it shot up down on me and took me underwater. At first, I thought that I would die because there's nothing I can do if I'm inside the mouth of a giant fish. But it was a whale. So then I didn't have enough time to realize that I was not in danger. If the whale had hit me, it would be more dangerous.
Yeah, could have knocked him unconscious. Go back to me now. Could have knocked him unconscious. This guy, what's the... Is it Joseph in the whale? What's the story, the Bible story? I don't know. Someone will tell me out there. And not a Pinocchio. I know. There's a lot of Pinocchio references in there. Oh, he was in a whale? Yeah, read the whole story of Pinocchio. But this whale came up, took a bite out, or just put him in his mouth. Probably, you know what saved his life? That goddamn kayak. Because it was probably poking him, and he's like going, oh, this is like a piece of plastic in my takeout food. So he probably spit them both out. And the guy was inside of a whale. And imagine if he would have had one of those GoPro cameras on him. That would have been cool. Oh, he would have made millions. He could get off welfare. Now, this woman right here, last story of the night. This is an unbelievable story. But it's an interesting story. You talk about how the government wants to get on top of your ass as far as making sure that you're doing right, you're driving the right speed limit, you're paying for, your taxes, you're getting enough, people are making too much money, so they're taking away food stamps and all that stuff. This woman right here literally fell through the cracks. She's been living in this house rent-free for 9 years. 9 years she's been living in this house for rent-free. So how did she do it? Well, she's one of those people that everyone forgot about, and she's going to tell her story right now, and I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here, so here we go.
This Indianapolis house for 9 years without paying a penny in rent. You heard that right, rent-free.
I can honestly say it's just an incredible circumstance.
A decade ago, Hardy was working for a real estate company that made her an offer she couldn't refuse.
You, your family, find a house, move in it.
The idea was that as long as she worked for the realtor, she'd have a house. So Hardy picked this 3-bedroom house, which the company owned, and moved in.
So you start to occupy this place with the understanding that you're going to stay there for...
There was really no time limit on how long I would be here. As time goes on, I'm thinking they were planning to put me on a lease.
But when her boss went to prison for mortgage fraud and the real estate company collapsed, Hardy stayed for the next 9 years.
Sure, why not?
And didn't hear a word from anyone.
The city, unaware there was an occupant, offered to auction off the home, which was built in 1910. Hardy actually tried to buy it at a bargain basement price, but each time it was pulled off the block for no apparent reason. And when it came on the market again 3 months ago, the asking price of $7,500 was too steep for Hardy.
$7,500? You can't get a loan for $7,500 to buy the house that you've been living in for 9 years? Rent-free? What are you doing with your money, lady? Oh, Jesus. I mean, I don't want to say that, yes, she deserves the house, but what are you doing with the money for? Is she working? Is she collecting? You know what I mean? So here we go.
At the last auction of the home in question, a company from Singapore, of all places, finally bought it. The Singapore company has just told CBS this morning it wants to keep Hardy in the home, a monthly rental payment, because this time around, the rent will be due.
And chances are, and I hate to play devil's advocate here again, chances are they're going to end up evicting her, because if she can't afford a $7,500 to buy the house, which is probably property taxes and stuff like that she's been living in for 9 years rent free, she's not going to be able to afford any kind of rent that they instew on her. What if it's $1,200 a month, which is moderate for that area? $1,200 a month. It's a nice house, beautiful house. Looks like she kept it up, and the walls are painted, and there's no scuff marks and damage or anything like that. There's no kids' toys thrown all over the place and cars up on blocks. You know what houses I'm talking about. Don't judge me. But so they want to keep her in the house. Sure, that's the fair thing to do. Singapore, way to go. A point on your side of the board. But then you're going to charge her rent. Fine. You have every right to. You own the home. You own the property. And then in 30 days' time, she'll be out, and they'll turn around and sell, grind everything down and put a shopping mall there. But so there you go. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the show, please follow us over on YouTube. Search DeaconLive Podcast. Give us a subscribe over there. Make sure you follow us over on TikTok as well for all the other different podcasts and all the different shenanigans that goes on here in the studio. That's Be Podcast Famous. And if you'd like to email me at any time, I'd love to hear from you. You can do that by emailing me at deacon@profitradio.com. And don't forget, while you're at profitradio.com, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love your voice to be on the show with us. And the way you do that is to click on the Be Heard. Speak right into it. We broadcast every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town we like to call Marshall. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon, saying goodnight. And goodnight.
Oh, no. Wait, come back.
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
We got snow. We got snow outside right now. It's snowing. Oh, my God. See you guys. Bye. Take care.